Yeah, you should have a copy of these notes. Actually, you should have the word problems. You can flip the page over on the back side and you can write down these uh, simple problems here that we can do, and then we'll have the word problems with us. So I'm going to just start off with a few of these. So on the front page or whatever you have on the word problem page that you have that goes along with this video, you should probably write down this question: y minus 2 equals 6. And we're going to use our start, change, and finish. Okay, it's a 3-column method that we have. And we're going to find out here, we're trying to solve for the variable y. We're trying to figure out what could we subtract 2 from that's going to give us 6. Okay, so we just need to set up our problem because it's very important to be able to set these things up. So our first one here, we have to know what our finish is. Our finish is always what it equals. So in this case, it's going to equal 6. That's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to 6. That's our finish. Just like we run a race, we're trying to go from the start to the finish. That's what it equals. Basically, what the change is, the change is always going to be the variable, what we're doing to this problem to get to our variable. In this case, it's going to be a y. There it is, a highlight for you. And then our start is the last part here. Our start is basically what are we starting with the given information that we can use to get to the finish. So in this case, we're starting with a -2. Okay? And now we have it all set up, we can now use our organizer to help us solve this problem. So we have to know how to move this -2 over here to the 6. And we do something that is the opposite, or it's called the inverse. We need to write the inverse equation out so that we can solve it. And it's going to give us what the y is. So we have to do the opposite of -2. So the opposite of -2 would be +2. So I have now 6 plus 2. And 6 plus 2 is going to tell me that y is now the number 8. So now I found out that y represents the number 8. And so I now know that the answer is 8. I put it in there. It says great job. I'm going to do another one here with you that you can still do on that side of the page taking notes. So let's write down this problem here on the back side of those word problems. 6 equals 3r. We're going to set up our example timetable here that we've got, start, change, and finish. We just have to set it up. Now, it's very tricky that sometimes these kids get confused. This right here means time. It's 3 times r. Okay, it's 3 times r. So we know that that's what the operation we're doing. So let's go ahead and set up what our finish is. Our finish is what it equals. It's equaling the number 6. We're trying to get to the number 6. We're trying to take 3 and multiply it by something. That's going to give us 6. Our change here is always going to be the variable, which is the letter R. And we know that we're starting, or a piece of information that's given to us that we're starting with is 3. And we were just told when you see a number and a letter written next together that is times. So we're going to take those two things and we're going to write an inverse equation so that we have it set up to solve what the variable R represents. What is the variable R? So we move him over by doing the opposite of time, which is division. And I get R to be equal to 6 divided by 3, which would be 2. Okay? So I have to remember what those things are and what these things do here set up. So that's 2. And let's see. There we go. We've got it. Okay? Let's skip this one. It's the same answer. Let's go to one like this one right here. So I have a fraction. I'm going to do one more of these and I'm going to look at the word problem with you. Okay? So I've got m divided by 3. Let's write this one down. M divided by 3 equals 2. And I need to set up my start, change, and finish. Okay? Using my start, change, and finish now, I know what is going to be my start, what is my change, what's my finish. Finish is always what it equals. It equals a 2. The change is the variable m, what we're solving for. And the start is a 3. Whenever you see something like this, as a fraction. That means division. That's what we're doing here with this 3. We're dividing. And so we have to bring him over here. So we need to find out, what can we divide by 3? It's going to give me 2. So I do the opposite, which is 3 times 2. And 3 times 2 gives me 6. So I know my answer there is 6. Okay? Now, the next thing that you have here, you have your word problems. And I just want to go over these here with you because these are the big ones. How to set these things up. So you can set these things up correctly. So you've got your start, you've got your change, and you got your finish. You should probably make these on here. I'm going to do a few with you here as well. So what you do, you just read the problem. You find out what you started with, what your change, and what your finish is. And by that time, you should be able to solve the problem. So I'm just going to help you set these things up, and you should be able to solve it. So it says, after paying a $3 sandwich, Trayvon had $9. How much money did he have before he bought the sandwich? Okay, so he finished with $9. That's how much he had after. Okay, the information we need to find out now is what did he start with, or what's the information we can start with? Well, we know he paid $3. So paying means that you subtract there. So we're going to subtract 3, and we're trying to find out how much money he had to begin with. Okay? So there is our equation that we have set up. Okay, we're trying to take our money and subtract it from 3 to find out what's going to give me 9. So now so you should be able to do what the opposite is there. So there's our equation that you just set up right there. How much money did he have? Minus 3 equals 9. Okay? You can solve that problem. The next one here says, last Friday, Hong had $5. Over the weekend, she received some money for a good report card. Now she has 20. How much money did she receive? Well, let's find out. How much did she end up with? Well, she ended up here with 20 bucks. Okay? So how much money did she start with so we can put it in the start? Well, it says that she started here with $5. And we want to know how much money did she receive. Well, what does the word receive mean? That means you get something. Would subtraction work if you get something? No, that means you take away. Would division? No, that means you divide or equally parts. When you receive something, it's an addition problem. Okay, so I want to add. Okay, so now I have my formula set up, and this is what my problem is. It's going to be 5 plus how much money she received equals 20, and you can take from your organizer here and solve that problem. So far you should have these 2 problems solved or set up ready for you to solve. Okay? The third one here real quick, if I set that up, start change and finish, and set that one up. It says here John and his best friend found some money in an envelope. They split the money evenly, each getting $14. How much money did they find? Well, what did they ending up with? What did they both finish? What did they both end up with? They both ended up getting $14 right there, back at circling. They both ended up getting 14 bucks. So I need to find out, well, how many people did we start with? So I need to find my start now. It was John and his best friend. So John and his best friend give me 2 people. And we're trying to figure out how much money did they find. So I need to know, what should I do with that? Should I subtract, whatever? Should I multiply, divide? There's got to be a word in here that's going to tell me. Well, there is a word, and it's this word right here, each. Word each. Each means to times. Means times in this case. So in this case, I want a times in this case of what for what they're going to do. So I need to do a division problem in this case. So they got 2 people. They split the money evenly, each getting $2. So I know that's going to be division, so I have to be able to do the opposite. So what you're looking for here is, this is your equation. The money that they found divided by 2 is going to give me 14. Okay? So that's the first 3 that are set up. All right? I think by now you should be able to set up the very last problem here. But let's take a look at it here together. with you. I'm going to scoot it down as well. So you've got it down here. So what happens if I scoot this down is you're going to have to kind of get rid of some of these other things there. There you go. Let's set up our last problem, and you can solve these 4 now, and hopefully you'll be able to set these up with your practice that we have. So this says Kristen spent $40 on diapers. They cost $8 each. How many packages did she buy? Well, what happens is here, let's find out what she did. She ended up spending how much together? $40. Right there is my finish. She spent $40. $40. That goes on my finish. They both cost $8 a package. How many packages did she buy? Well, we want to find out how many packages she bought. And what did they start off at? They started off at $8. $8 each. Okay? There's another word right there. Each. Each means times. Because I'm going to times 8 by P. In this case, I need to figure out how much was each package that she bought. So I need to take a division problem in this case. It costs $8 per package. That word per and each go side to side. Per means to divide. Each means to times in this case. So this is a per package, so I'm going to divide. And you can be able to solve that problem right there. Okay? All right. So this is our final thing that we have for us to do. When you get done, you need to work on your example problems that have been given to you after you've watched this lesson video. Work those. They need to be checked. And if they are checked and you have show that you have mastery on that, you can try to test out on that page. Okay? Thank you very much.